All right, there's less than 5 minutes left to go, so hopefully go ahead and settle in, grab your drinks, grab some tea. After a few minutes. All right. All right, let's get to work. All right, we're going to fall into a 15-minute pacing of calls. TradingView has 400 set up on alerts. Every 15 minutes, it should give us additional opportunities to enter the market on a buy or sell basis. We trade across 9 different asset classes. We have the first setup now. This is on Plume versus Tether on a 1-hour confirmation. we're going to enter this trade. We did enter a 15-minute confirmation on this cryptocurrency pair last night during the London session. So this is going to be a short from current price, targeting 0.01442. I'm going to move that stop up just a wee bit. Let me go ahead and hop in this trade. All right, good old Plume. All right. And this is a 60-minute confirmation. All right, looks like we've got a few more calls. All right, risk to reward is going to be 3.74 on this. We've got entry at 24.32. You've got stop loss at 26.97. And we've got take profit at 14.42. All right, here's your first call for Twitter. The first call for LinkedIn. And for all other platforms. We got Plume versus Tether on a 60-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.02432. Your stop loss is 0.02697 for 265 pips. Your take profit is 0.01442 for 990 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 3.74. Again, this is Plume versus Tether. This is a crypto perpetual pair. You'll find that on BTCC. Next up, we've got me versus Tether. Targeting 0.344. Oops, wrong direction. Can move that step up just a wee bit. I'm going to go ahead and hop in this as well. Right. Let's grab some parameters real quick. Those dings are all new alerts going off. You'll probably hear those throughout the morning, so kind of ignore that sound. And 4.83. You've got entry at 373. We've got stop at 379. And we've got take profit at 344. And the next call for Twitter. The next call for LinkedIn. And for all other platforms. We have me versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.373. Your stop loss is 0.379 for 6 pips. Your take profit is 0.344 for 29 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 4.83. Again, this is me versus Tether. You'll find that on BTCC. Let's go on. We've got Morpho versus Tether. This time targeting 1.426. Yep. All right. That's one. That's two. It's going to be a 15-minute sell. The risk to reward ratio on this is 4.21. You've got entry at 1.506. You've got stop loss at 1.525. And we've got take profit at 1.426. And the next call for Twitter. And the next call for LinkedIn. And for all of the platforms. We've got Morpho versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. The entry price is 1.506. Your stop loss is going to be 1.525 for 19 pips. Your take profit is going to be 1.426 for 80 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 4.21. Again, this is Morpho versus Tether. It's a crypto perpetual pair. We'll find this on BTCC. Leave it on. We've got Wi-Fi versus Tether. I believe this is Yearn Finance. We're going to be targeting 3.924. Or 39.24. All right, so let me go ahead and enter this. Wi-Fi. And this is a short to 39.24. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and grab this call. YFI. 15-minute set with a risk of 4.03. We have entry at 40.53. We have stop at 40.85. And we've got take profit at 39.24. All right, here's your call for Twitter, your call for LinkedIn, and your call for all other platforms. We have Wi-Fi versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Your entry price is 4053 even. Your stop loss is 4085 even for 32 pips. Your take profit is 3924 even for 129 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 4.03. Again, this is Yearn Finance versus Tether. You'll find this on Liquid Brokers. Next up, we've got Pump versus Tether. This time targeting 0.002451. Submerge the room here. Been this bad. Starting to get to the point where the broker is slowing down my lot size a little bit, which is fine. They're just starting to realize what they're dealing with. Okay. We've got Pump. Say 15-minute sell. Risk to reward is 4.21. Man, that thing is moving, isn't it? Entry price is 26.70. Stop is 27.72. And say profit is 24.51. Yes, we know. More stuff. All right, here's your next call for Twitter. Next call for LinkedIn. and for everyone else. You've got pump versus tether on a 15-minute sell. The entry price is 0.002670. Your stop loss is 0.002772 for 52 pips. The take profit is 0.002451 for 219 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 4.21. Again, this is pump versus tether. You'll find this crypto perpetual pair on BTCC. All right, moving into today, we have me versus tether. We're already in that trade, so we're not going to re-enter. And we have Ethereum financed. We're going to target 0.669. All right, let me hop in this real quick. F5. $0.669. There we go. And we have ETHFI. This is a 15-minute sell. The risk is going to be 2.92. We have entry at 707. We got stop at 720. And we've got take profit at 669. And your next call for Twitter. Your next call for LinkedIn. And for all other platforms. Have Ethereum finance on a 15-minute sell. The entry price is 0.707. Your stop loss is going to be 0.720 for 13 pips. Your take profit is going to be 0.669 for 38 pips at a risk to reward ratio of 2.92. Again, this is Ethereum finance versus Tether. You'll find this on Liquid Brokers. Next up, we have RSR versus Tether. It's gone a little too far for us to enter, so we're not going to touch that one. Let's move on to Peanut the Squirrel versus Tether. We can enter that targeting 0.0815. Quirky little coin, but we do win on it. All right. Where we got peanut. Also a 15-minute sell. The risk on this is going to be 2.64. We've got entry at 844. We've got stop loss at 855. And we've got take profit at 815. And the next call for Twitter and for LinkedIn and for all other platforms. We've got Peanut the Squirrel versus Tether, a 15-minute sell. The entry price is 0.0844. The stop loss is 0.0855 for 11 pips. The take profit is 0.0815 for 29 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 2.64. Again, this is a crypto perpetual pair, and you will find this on BTCC. Actually, no, you'll find this on Liquid Brokers. Okay. Next up, we've got Tron versus Tether. That's already beyond 50% to take profit. Too late to enter. Nice movement, though. Next up, we have Dia versus Tether. Kind of moved on a little bit on us, but we'll go ahead and enter anyway. It's going to be a sell targeting 3,200. Tapping this bad boy real quick. A call, and this is going to be Dia versus Tether. The time on a 30-minute confirmation. The risk is going to be 4.5. We've got entry at 34.79. We've got stop at 34.51. 35.41, sorry. 5.41. And we've got take profit at 3,200. And next call for Twitter. Next call for LinkedIn. And for every other platform. We have Dia versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.3479. Your stop loss is 0.3541 for 62 pips. And your take profit is 0.3200 for 279 pips. With a risk reward ratio of 4.50. Again, this is Dia versus Tether, a crypto perpetual pair. You will find this on Liquid Brokers. Moving on, we have H-bar versus Tether, targeting 0.12912. Showing that stop just a wee bit. in this bad boy as well. All right, let's call this. And we've got H bar versus tether, this time on a 60-minute confirmation. Risk to reward is 2.52. We've got entry at 14187. We've got stop loss at 14693. We got take profit at 12912. And here's your next call for Twitter. Next call for LinkedIn. And your next call for all other platforms. We've got H bar versus tether, a 60-minute sell. The entry price is 0.14187. Your stop loss is going to be 0.12912 for 1,000. Oh, sorry, 0.14693 for 506 pips. The take profit is 0.12912 for 1,275 pips. The risk reward ratio is 2.52. Say crypto perpetual pair. You'll find this on liquid brokers. Oops. There we go. Moving on, we've got IP versus tether. Decides to cooperate and show the chart. Come on. I'm going to have to refresh. TradingView is sticking right now. Come on. Okay, so it previously hit 50% to take profit. So this has moved on us. So we won't be entering this particular setup. Let's move on. We've got Sin versus Tether. This is much better. Going to enter this on a sell targeting 0.0573. Looks like we got yet another trade. Looks like USD versus dollar. All right. is in my queue. And I'm going to enter this. This is 573. Perfect. Send on a 15-minute sell. Risk to reward on this is going to be 4.64 with entry at 624. We've got stop loss at 635. And we've got take profit at 573. Your next call for Twitter and for LinkedIn and for everyone else. We've got S. 15-minute sell. The entry price is 0.0624. Your stop loss is going to be 0.0635 for 11 pips. Your take profit is going to be 0.0573 for 51 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 4.64. Again, this is Sin versus Tether. Crypto perpetual trade. You'll find this on BTCC. We already looked at Peanut the Squirrel, so we won't be re-entering that. Actually, never mind. It gave us a 30-minute. We are going to do it. Short position from current price targeting 0.0764. This coin is almost like a cheat code because it's really cheap to get into, but for some reason, the broker pays out an absurd amount of money on it. So I've been abusing it basically ever since I found out about it. So every time I see a trade on it, we're getting in this bad boy. It's their fault for entering something that's lucrative. 764. So let me go ahead and enter second position on this. All right. Let's grab some parameters. And this is going to be Peanut the Squirrel, this time on a 30-minute confirmation with a risk of 4.35. Our entry is going to be 0.0855. Our stop loss is going to be 0.0887. Something's not making sense here. How's that 23 pips? Oh, got the wrong entry. It's 864. There we go. And take profit is going to be 764. All right, your next call for Twitter and for LinkedIn and for all other platforms. We have Peanut, the squirrel versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.0864. Your stop loss is going to be 0.0887 for 23 pips. Your take profit is going to be 0.0764 for 100 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 4.35. Again, this is Peanut versus Tether on a 30-minute confirmation. We'll find that on Liquid Brokers. Next up, we have Open versus Tether. I believe this is Open Eden is the name of the coin. Going to take this on a sell to 0.1797. And we're going to let the net stop to above the 800 EMA. Let me hop in this real quick. Does look like we got ourselves a take profit smashed as well. Two of them, in fact, one on res and one on gun. So res was for 8,000 and gun was for 6,500. All right, let me not get distracted. Hold on. Let's go ahead and get open done. All right, this is going to be a 30-minute sell. We've got a risk of 4.05. We've got entry at 24.97. We've got stop loss at 26.70. I'll wait till after I'm off the live to go and grab the wins and get those posted. That way we can focus on getting these signal calls out right now. All right, so there's open. And come on. Next call for Twitter. And for LinkedIn. And for YouTube. Have open versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. The entry price is 0.2497. Your stop loss is going to be 0.2670 for 173 pips. Your take profit is going to be 0.1797 for 700 pips at a risk to reward ratio of 4.05. And this is open versus Tether on a 30-minute confirmation. You can find this on BTCC. Next up, we've got WIF versus Tether. This time targeting 0.307. Move this right above there. Go ahead and enter this. Okay. Say 30-minute confirmation with a risk of 4.87. And the entry price is going to be 346. Stop loss is going to be 354. And your take profit is going to be 307. All right, here we go. We have WIF versus Tether. 30-minute sell. The entry price is 0.346. Your stop loss is 0.354 for 8 pips. Your take profit is 0.307 for 39 pips. And a risk reward ratio of 4.87. You'll find this pair on Liquid Brokers. Moving on, we have augmented reality versus Tether. I don't know if I want to enter a second one on this one, but I think I am. We're going to do this on a sell targeting 3.43. AR versus Tether on a 30-minute sell. The risk on this is going to be 3.82. We've got an entry at 4.08. Got stop at 4.25. And we've got take profit at 3.43. Okay, augmented reality versus tether, a 30-minute sell. Entry price is 4.08. Stop loss is 4.25 for 14 pips. Take profit is 3.43 for 65 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.82. And you can find augmented reality on liquid brokers. We have the United States dollar versus the Mexican peso. This has already moved on us, so we're not going to be taking that particular trade, which also means we're not going to be taking 6M1, which is the futures on the Mexican peso. We have Stellar Lumens versus Tether. We're going to take that on a sell to 21.93. Go ahead and enter this real quick. Okay. Come on. There we go. And we've got Stellar Lumens. Good time on a 60-minute sell. And risk to reward ratio is going to be 4.59. We've got an entry at 24.50. We've got stop at 25.06. And we've got take profit at 21.93. All right, let's call for Twitter, for LinkedIn, and for YouTube. We have Stellar Lumens versus Tether, a 60-minute sell. The entry price is 0.2450. Your stop loss is going to be 0.2506 for 56 pips. And your take profit is going to be 0.2193 for 257 pips, with a risk to reward ratio of 4.59. And you can find Stellar Lumens versus Tether on both BTCC and Liquid Brokers. Believe we already looked at Tron that moved on us. Actually, it retraced. We're a little further up, we would have hopped in, but we're not going to touch this. All right, we've got Turbo versus Tether. We're already in this trade. It is giving us a bigger entry though. So we're going to take a secondary entry down to 1240. For those of you that are in the trade that we took on it beforehand, you'll clear take profit and then you'll have another position if you take the second one. For the rest of you, you just have this one. So this is Turbo. So 1240. Oops. All right, Turbo. It's a 30-minute sell. Risk is 4.47. We've got entry at 1432. We've got stop at 1475. And we've got take profit at 1240. All right, we've got Turbo versus Tether. This is a 30-minute sell. Entry price is 0.001432. Stop loss is 0.001475 for 43 pips. Take profit is 0.001240 for 192 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 4.47. And you can find Turbo on both Liquid Brokers and BTCC. All right, we've got Algorand versus Tether, targeting 0.1264. This real quick. All right. LGO. This is a 60-minute confirmation. Risk to reward ratio is 5.48. We've got entry at 14.12. We got stop at 14.39. And we've got take profit at 12.64. All right. Algorand versus Tether, a 60-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.1412. Your stop loss is 0.1439 for 27 pips. Your take profit is 0.1264 for 148 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 5.48. You can find Algorand versus Tether on both Liquid Brokers and BTCC. We already looked at Sin versus Tether. Next up, we've got Popcat versus Tether. This time targeting 0.0834. I've done this myself. Say 3-4, right? Yeah. Oh. There we go. PCAT. This is a 30-minute sell. You got a risk of 4.1. We've got entry at 959. We got stop at 989. And we got take profit at 834. Come on. All right, here we go. We've got Popcat versus Tether. A 30-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.0959. Your stop loss is going to be 0.0989. That's for 30 pips. And your take profit is going to be 0.0834 for 125 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 4.17. That's Popcat versus Tether. You can find that on both Liquid Brokers and BTCC. All right, we got ZKC versus Tether. This time targeting 1263. Go ahead and enter this. Ugh. 1263. Okay. CKC. Risk is going to be 4.29. We've got entry at 1486. Got stop loss at 1538. And we've got take profit at 1263. All right, here we go. We got ZKC versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Your entry price is 0.1486. Your stop loss is 0.1538 for 52 pips. And your take profit is 0.1263 for 223 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 4.29. You can find ZKC versus Tether on Liquid Brokers. And we got CeeLo versus Tether, targeting 1452. See if I edit this. It's at 1452. All right, this can be a 30-minute sell. Got a risk of 3.05. Got an entry at 1620. Got stop at 1675. Got take profit at 1452. I got to take a small break after this one because I got to use the restroom real quick. Drank way too much water this morning. All right, we got CeeLo versus Tether on a 30-minute confirmation sell. The entry price is 0.1620. Stop loss is going to be 0.1675 for 55 pips. Take profit is going to be 0.1452 for 168 pips. And a risk reward ratio of 3.05. Again, that's CeeLo versus Tether. We'll find that bad boy on both liquid brokers and BTCC. Next up, we're going to take a look at the euro versus the Great British Pound. I'll be right back in a second. All right, okie dokie. And we've got the euro to the Great British Pound sterling. Looks like we're going to be targeting this on a sell to 0.87802. All right, we got a risk of 3.79. We've got entry at 88079. Got stop at 88152. And we've got take profit at 87802. All right. Why is this not going through? What's going on? There we go. Got the euro versus the Great British Pound Sterling on a 15-minute buy. Oops, that is a sell. What the hell? One sec, guys. I have to change this from a buy to a sell when I was bringing it over the template. I'm going to find this bad boy on Twitter and get rid of it. All right. Let's try this again, shall we? Say sell. For those of you on YouTube and the other platforms, just ignore the buy call. It's a sell. It's the euro versus the Great British Pound Sterling, a 15-minute sell. The entry price is 0.88079. The stop loss is 0.88152 for 7 pips. And the take profit is 0.87802 for 28 pips, with a risk to reward ratio of 3.79. Again, that is the euro versus the Great British Pound Sterling. That is a cross currency pair. Let's move on. We've got STIX S1. This is the future on the Swiss franc. It's already moved on us, so we won't be entering that trade. Does look like it's on its way to take profit. We're in Peanut the Squirrel already. Okay, we did not get an RSR earlier because it was way down here. Now it's retraced on us, so we have an opportunity to enter. I'm going to sell this to 0.003144. Oops, that's a little longer stop. Let me enter this bad boy. All right. Perfect. So this is RSR on a 15-minute sell. We got a risk of 3.88. We've got entry at 33.30. Got stop at 33.78. And we've got take profit at 31.44. Okay, Jesus. Looks like we got another entry. Here we go. This one. There's two. And here's everyone else. All right, we got RSR versus Tether on a 15-minute sell. Your entry price is going to be 0.003330. Your stop loss is going to be 0.003378 for 48 pips. Your take profit is going to be 0.003144 for 186 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.88. You can find RSR on BTCC. We have the euro versus the Hong Kong dollar. That's already moved on us, so we won't be entering that trade. We have the United States dollar versus the Danish krone. That's already moved on us, so we won't be entering that trade. We have the euro versus the United States dollar. Has always also moved on us. We won't be entering that trade. We have the futures on gasoline. We will be entering this trade, and this is good for us because it means you will have less price at the pump. So by next week, you can look on gas being about 3 cents cheaper per gallon. Any little bit helps. We're going to target 1.7712. Move this up above the Asian range. Now, futures do take a little bit more margin than a regular trade to take. They are the most risky trades we take, but they are very lucrative as well. So be careful on your leverage here. You don't need to get greedy. I would recommend taking the lowest leverage that your futures broker gives you and just waiting it out to get your profit. So the name of the game is one of my mentors in the market is fond of saying, we're literally paid to wait. All right, so this is RB1, which is gasoline. And this is a 15-minute sell with a risk of 3.59. We've got entry at 1.8121. Got stop at 1.8235. It's going to be 414 pips. We've got take profit at 1.7712. $409. Come on. Twitter must be going on some kind of DDoS attack because it's been real laggy for me all morning, which is normally not the case. All right, we've got RB1. This is the futures on gasoline. It's a 15-minute confirmation sell. The entry price is 1.8121. Your stop loss is 1.8235 for 114 pips. Your take profit is 1.7712 for 409 pips. and a risk to reward ratio of 3.59. And this is RB1. It's the futures on gasoline. Move on. We've got 6E1. That's the futures on the euro. Not happening. Same thing here. The futures on the euro moved on us already. And this is the futures on the mini euro. Also moved on. Got the United States dollar versus the Polish zloty. Also moved on us. We're already in PopCat and Ethereum Finance and Tron and augmented reality and Pump and PopCat and Peanut the Squirrel. All right, now FXX versus Tether. And we've got a sell targeting 786. Hop in this. Actually, we won't be entering that because it looks like it's about to be delisted from the broker, which means I need to nuke it from our alerts. So FXS versus Tether, we're getting rid of that. It's going to be delisted from the broker. We did get extra free wins on it while it was still there, but it's going away now. So about that. Don't like this setup. That's resistance above current price. That's continuing to sell off. And we have take profit smashed already on the euro versus the Polish zloty. We're on our way towards take profit on the euro versus the Polish USD versus Polish zloty. Okay, so this will mark itself off at 10 a.m. We're all cut up for the morning. It's a 30-minute confirmation. We also have a trading coming on the United States dollar versus the South African rand at the top of the hour. And we have an entry on Ordi versus Tether. We can take that on a sell to 3.79. All right, go ahead and enter this bad boy. RDI targeting 3.79. ORDI, 15-minute sell. Entry price is 3.46. This risk. Entry is 3.963. We've got stop at 4.013. And we've got take profit at 3.79. Everything's doing the most today. Weird. All right. Ordi versus Tether, a 15-minute sell. Entry price is 3.963. Stop loss is 4.013 for 50 pips. Take profit is 3.790 and a risk to reward ratio of 3.46. Again, this is Ordi versus Tether. You can find Ordi versus Tether on both Liquid Brokers and BTCC. All right. Got a few minutes left on that. We know that was take profit smashed. We got stop loss hit on the United States dollar versus Hong Kong dollar. And we're not even going to bother with this spot trade. All right, we got a nice and meaty entry. This is the United States dollar versus the Polish zloty, an exotic Forex currency. It's a buy targeting 3.7011. Nice to be almost caught up. We've been calling calls nonstop since 8:30, so a little over an hour and a half. And we've got a 15-minute confirmation buy. It's a 30-minute actually. And risk is going to be 3.89. We've got entry at 67369. We've got stop at 66664. And we got take profit at 7011. All right, we have the United States dollar versus the Polish zloty. This is a 30-minute buy. Your entry price is 3.67 369. Your stop loss is 3.66664 for 71 pips. Your take profit is 3.70110 for 274 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 3.89. Again, this is the United States dollar versus the Polish zloty on a 30-minute confirmation. It is easy. We're already in Babylon, so I'm not worried about that. And we have a buy on the United States dollar versus the South African rand. It's going to be targeting 17.45674. This is also a 30-minute buy. Risk to reward is going to be 3.12. Entry price is going to be at 30093. Take profits, stop loss is going to be at 25097. Pips. And take profits are going to be at 45674. Looks like we got another one, this time on New Zealand dollar versus Canadian dollar. Get to that one in a second. All right, we have the US dollar versus the South African rand, a 30-minute buy. Your entry price is 17.30093. Your stop loss is 17.25097 for 500 pips. Your take profit is 17.45674 for 1,558 pips. The risk to reward ratio is 3.12. Again, this is the United States dollar versus the South African rand. It is an exotic currency. And last up, we have the New Zealand dollar versus Canadian dollar. And that hit the original stop loss. We're not going to call this on a secondary position. That's done. So with that, we're all caught up for the morning. Our next opportunities to enter the market will be at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for the futures market and at 10:15 a.m. for the rest of the market. I am the Pit Messiah, your host for the Quiet Storm live trading session for New York for November the 24th, 2025. You can find me on multiple platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Kick, Nemo TV. I also have podcasts on Apple TV, Amazon TV, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. We go live every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Central Standard Time for the London session. And again for New York from 8:30 a.m., the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange, until 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you haven't already done so, depending on which platform you're on, subscribe, drop a like, turn on those notifications, keep abreast of when I do go live in the market. We'd love to see you back again. And now we wait. In the meantime, you can check up on good old Bitcoin. Looks to be slightly above even for the day, which isn't surprising. So we've got a sell side Elliott wave with a breakage of structure. I don't think that's going to hold. Basically, if it breaks through this area down here, it's going to be in a free fall, which is likely to happen. It is 10:08. London Stock Exchange closed at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so there's nothing but American money flowing in right now. Typically, the London market moves perpendicular to the U.S. market, so things fall into consolidation between about 4 a.m. Central Standard Time and 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange. And then in that 1.5 hour period from 8:30 a.m. until 10 a.m., when both London and New York are open, if you've gotten your setups right from the London Stock Exchange, you get a deluge of profit. And then coming out of the other end, you get more profit from the New York session. So we'll start to feel the effects of all these calls throughout the week. Congratulations in advance for those of you that took the trades. And just start slowly compounding your accounts. Please don't over leverage. You play the long game here. I show this explanation often. I'm going to do it again for your benefit. Let's suppose that you want to take a very small account, just $500. You're trying to grow this at 1% every weekday for a year. There's 261 weekdays in 1 year. If you did that, just growing at 1%, which means your first day target would be $5 of profit. Really easy to do. You would be sitting at $6,146.46 at the end of 1 year. Yeah. Let's suppose that you did that the second year. You didn't take anything out of your account. You're just rolling with it. Got 6146 times the multiplier of 1.01 to the 251st power, which is 12.2929. At the end of year two, you're sitting on $75,557.81. Starting with $100. You really start to feel the effects of trading in year three if you're going conservatively. And now you're sitting on $928,824.70. At that point, you start to make some existential life decisions. Do you want to continue to work, or would you rather reclaim your time and start either working for yourself or traveling or doing whatever you need to do? As long as you have a stable internet connection and some type of device, you can trade. So you don't necessarily have to be stagnant to do that. And then if you're curious of what it looks like in year four, now you're sitting on $11.41 million. So it does increase in time. Now this is assuming that your lot size stay consistent, like at 0.01. It's very light work. Of course, people, when they get bigger accounts, want to increase their lot sizes. Just be careful with that. It's not necessary to do, but you want to increase your lot sizes conservatively. Generally speaking, you never want to bet more than 1% of your account on a trade. 2% is considered to be medium leverage. 3% or more is considered to be high leverage and very risky. So say that to say that just because we win consistently does not mean that you go flying off the handle trying to over leverage every single trade. The market is always right. Retracements do happen. Just be patient. Now, that being said, we did have a couple of wins, so I'm going to take a look at those. All right, we have a win on Res versus Tether. This is the most recent trade that we took yesterday, actually. We've been in a longer trade on it for quite some time. Yeah, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. All right, so let me back out of this because for some reason it is moving slowly and it's starting to drive me nuts. Come on, dude. Never mind. It froze up on me. Oh, now it decides not to do it. You freaking fart knocker. Ew. Okay. Now I know what the problem was. Got all this darn streaming software running and it kicks me out of my broker. We log back in. It's 10:15, so I don't know if we have anything new. I don't think so because I didn't hear any dings. So no new trades for 10:15. Next opportunities to enter the market will be at 10:25 a.m. Central Standard Time for the futures market and 10:30 a.m. for the market proper. Okay, now it's not acting funny anymore. I've got a crap ton of positions open. Just want to show the trade history, dude. For the love of God, stop it. Okay, of course, we've been entering trades left and right all day. So those are all the trades I've been taking along with you guys. This was Res versus Tether. This closed at 8:44 this morning. We took it on November the 20th at 10 a.m. during the New York session. We hit take profit on that for 8,000. And this is Gun versus Tether. This closed at 8:50 a.m. This was right after we started the live. And we took this on the 23rd at 1:33 in the morning. actually on 12:01 in the morning. I actually took this trade before the London session on the 23rd and called it out in Telegram. And we hit take profit on that for 6,500. So those are the two wins from the day. Everything else are just trades that we've opened today. So we're waiting on those to hit. In the meantime, we got more waiting. Just under 12 minutes left to go to the middle of the hour. We'll see whether or not we get other opportunities to enter the market on a buy or sell basis. But for Bitcoin, we do have a breakage of structure, so it is doing a retracement right now. Just a matter of time when it stops. That does appear to be a hard stop of a top to the market, though. Let's take a look at the TDI and some other factors and see what's going on. So yeah, this is going to fall again. Not a problem. ADX is at 18. So when this gets around 25, that's normally when you start to see reversals. Anything above 25 means that a reversal is definitely coming. You start getting to the 40s or 50s, that's kind of absurdly high. It normally doesn't get that high. But when it does, it means there's going to be a violent reversal of price action. Looks like the Australian dollar is the strongest currency. Actually, Japanese yen just jumped it. So they're close together. The euro is the weakest right now. Order blocks to be seen. Nice buy value up there. So it does continue. Looks like it's going to stop just shy of 87,540-ish. So another 300 points. That's tolerable. All right, 9 minutes left to go to the top of the hour. I'm going to check a few more things because I'm curious. Commodities are all up, which is good for our trades on silver, gold versus Australian dollar, and platinum. Even see what the darn trades are. Because it's so damn small, that's why. That's fine. Nothing crazy on futures. Except for micro Ethereum, it's up 4%. That is a crazy jump for the NASDAQ. Wonder what's going on there. Okay, so they're pricing in the December rate cut. I think we're looking at a pretty steep drop off in price coming up on the NASDAQ 100. Got to remember, the Fed is flying blind for the December rate cut. They don't have jobs data from the U.S. government for the month of November. they're highly unlikely to move that rate without it. So having FOMO by moving the market up in anticipation of a rate cut, where it's highly unlikely they're going to do it unless they have real information, I think this is a mistake. We're going to get a dump off of the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, and maybe even the Russell 2000 as a result of this. To a lesser effect, it'll affect the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's see where this money's going. This is cryptobubbles.net. Let's look at the market cap for the day. So there are cash inflows coming into Bitcoin and into Ethereum and into Ripple. Some money's flowing back into the market. That explains this kind of reversal of price action. But the fact that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin means that money is pumping into altcoins. So you go and you look at the top 100, and that's exactly what you see. Nothing but altcoins pumping in with more value. So people are taking their money and either moving it into Bitcoin or out of Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, using Ethereum as gas to purchase altcoins, and altcoins are. See what's going on for the day. Ding, ding, ding. There's a run on rain. It's up 96.5% in liquidity today. So that thing is running. So if you have a platform with rain, you might want to hop in that bad boy. For the week, it has doubled in liquidity. So keep an eye out on rain. I didn't even see this in the top 100, but this is money moving in live time. Always follow the money for crypto. And then for the last month, it's up 113%. It's now ranked number 47. Zcash is probably the star of the year. It's up 1,500% this year. Like it was trading below 250 in December of last year. It's trading over 700, over 600 coin now. Okay. We're already in FF, so we're going to ignore that. I'm going to head back to Bitcoin. It's not moving very fast, which is good for us. But it is going to gain this little couple of 100 points before it drops again. You can see this is very unhealthy price action movement. Normally that means a reversal of some sort. Just have to see where it stops first. We've got about 2 minutes left to go to the middle of the hour. Let's see if we get any other opportunities to enter the market. Do expect things to kind of quiet down as we approach 11 a.m., which is fine. We've called out about maybe 50 calls between London and New York. I know we did about 40 for New York itself. Mm. In the meantime, Res versus Tether appears to be our top position for cryptocurrency. We're currently up 6,400, targeting 0.00606. So we got about 43 pips left to take profit. That'll hit for 10,700. So that should happen sometime this week. We've been in it for quite some time. I know over a week, but it was a long trade. And Res doesn't move very fast. If I remember correctly, we took this last Tuesday during the London session. So one of those trades, it takes a while to get there. Looking like Bitcoin will probably finish slightly positive today. Then I expect it to reverse tomorrow. All right, 10:31. Nothing new for 10:30. Next opportunities to enter the market will be at 10:40 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's for the futures market. And then 10:45 a.m. Central Standard Time for the rest of the markets. Mhm. About 10 minutes left to go. Mm. All right, I think we're probably going to be quiet until 10 a.m., 11 a.m., so there's no point kind of just waiting around for nothing. I'll go ahead and call it a day here. Be back for London at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. If you do happen to come back for New York, we'll be live at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. Again, you can find me on multiple platforms for streaming. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Kick, and Nemo TV. If you're looking for the podcast, you can find me on Apple TV, Amazon TV, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. The Pit Messiah on all those platforms. We do go live every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 2 a.m. Central Standard Time to 4 a.m. Central Standard Time for London, and from 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, typically for New York. I'm going to cut it a little bit short early because there's just no action right now. Give you guys back your time. If you haven't already done so, and this is free, support me. Go ahead and drop a subscribe to whatever platform that you're on. Like the video, turn on those notifications to keep abreast of when I do go live in the market. And I'll see you guys bright and early. Cheers.